Good evening, everybody. We're going to get started here momentarily. Just give it another half a minute or so. What's up, everybody? I see we have quite a few people joining. Welcome. Appreciate you joining the live stream. It is Thursday, December 11th. It's Rod with Power Group. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. Just finished a condo board meeting as well, so I'm definitely ready to check out. Don't expect this video to go very long today. I'm going to try to keep it around 15 to 20 minutes. But we got big movement after hours. I'll just start off by saying, it's all, again, just words. So we haven't seen any action. Until we see the executive order, I don't think, there's anything to even really get that hyped about. I mean, it's awesome to see things up 20, 30, 40% after hours, which that was the case last time I checked. So we'll take a look at that. And then obviously, whenever the markets resume tomorrow, we'll have a better idea. But, keep in mind, a lot of these names have been absolutely destroyed over the last couple of months as well. And had a nice run up and had some momentum, and then we started to pull back. So we're going to be discussing the report that came out. Trump's getting closer. We were told this before. So at this point, like I said, talk is cheap. We need actual actions to back it up. And yeah, we'll see we'll go through it and we'll see what everybody else thinks. But it's nice to see that we're finally moving after hours. So again, welcome on the Pursuit of Wealth, everybody. It's Rod with Power Group, and as I mentioned, it's December 11th. So we'll discuss all of this, and we'll look at the charts and look at the after hours price and movement there towards the end. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified anytime I post new content. And it's not financial advice. It's not to be taken as such. It's just for informational and educational purposes only. All right. At Group Pow on X as well. So this was the article here that came out, and then there was also, it's pretty much everybody just was given their talking points essentially, and it seemed like a very coordinated effort. You had MJ Biz, they're always late to the party, but they did come, and they have probably the best write-up. I love their write-ups. It's very short, concise, and to the point, so just well written, easy to comprehend. And they were a little bit late to the party like normal, but you even got leading report, whoever this is. I noticed the gold check mark, but you got leading source for breaking news, 976,000 followers. So it's no small channel. So it seems like everybody's really pumping it. And then also today we had 2 U.S. senators introduce bill to keep hemp legal, install regulations. So that offsets some of the worry that we saw from the last couple of weeks. But something else too is tax loss harvesting. So they might just be messing with people so that people are like, oh, I'm going to rebuy it back. And then they rebuy it back. Everything spikes 30%. They sell the top, or they buy the top, and then they drop it down another. I could totally see that happening. So I wouldn't get too amped up, like I said, over this. It's all cheap talk until we see an executive order come out. That's when I think we should all be getting super hyped. But as of right now, I think this just might be another tactic for them to lure people in, and I'm not going to tax loss harvest now, or I was planning to do so, I'm going to wait, or I did it and I'm going to rebuy it back, and then it's just such a gong show, because you have to sell it and then not rebuy it back for like 30 days. So, but then on Monday, we also have the U.S. Supreme Court to discuss case challenging federal MJ prohibition this week. So we'll see what happened. That could even be, like, we've seen a pretty decent run up into this week coming. So might be, traders and whatnot in anticipation of that, setting, a stop loss, but looking to ride this wave into next week. But ultimately, it's just the hearing on whether or not they're going to move forward with it. It's just a decision on whether or not they're going to move forward with it. And then I think the hearing is in, I think they said like end of January. So we're probably not going to see any real substance to that anytime soon anyway. So again, this is a process, right? It's not going to happen in a week or 2 weeks or tomorrow or whatever. It's going to take years, folks, for this, like, not for rescheduling, but after rescheduling, and that's not where the puck stops, right? we keep going. So we're going to have to get banking. We're going to have to get uplisting of the NYSE and the NASDAQ, right? We're going to have to get all kinds of things sorted out. So anyways, I don't want to go too long. We also have U.S. Congress Respect Act resolution gains 3 new sponsors, bringing total to 11. So there's just a lot of things going on right now, like proliferating essentially through and just reverberating through everything. It's quite the environment that we're in at the moment. You got the S&P 500, the all-time high and the highest close ever in history, 2 days back to back. So yesterday. And it's a good time if we release some good news, right? It'd be a good time to get rescheduling. Some of these names could see. And, when we get actual rescheduling and an executive order, potentially, is how they see it, then it'd send these names 100% or maybe 200% in just a matter of a day or two, right? Like it could just be a couple of days. And here we are up, like I said, 100 to 200% anywhere in between. But like I said, we had the highest close ever yesterday. You can see here that was right at the close yesterday, and it beat this previous high. And that one ended up being into a reversal as well, whereas this one all-time high yesterday and highest close ever in history on the daily time frame. And then today a very convincing one, and it closed at the high. So we're expecting more upside into tomorrow as a result, and actually SPY's actually a daily bull flag. So if you go from the low there to the high, it's just a good tailwind environment. So if we can continue this momentum, and we might not even get this rescheduling news tomorrow, right? It's not like there's no timeline. It just says close, and we'll look at that in just a second. But over the next week or so, you can see SPY, the target's 704. We've already confirmed the daily bull flag, so that's going to be good for the overall market. And we also had the Fed lowering interest rates again, but saying that the future remains uncertain due to tariffs and whatnot. So as you can see, after hours, and then we'll dive into some of the details in the article. We'll dive into it. I try not to go into the articles too much at the beginning anymore because people lose interest. So I try to hit as many things as possible, keep everybody's blood flowing and edge of your seat, so to speak. So 8:43, we closed that today on Tillray, and we're after hours at 11:09, so it was up over 31%. And if we take a look at some of our other names, MSOS was up over 40%. That one closed at 376 and was at 528 after hours. So that's how quickly things can change, right? And I showed some dissatisfaction, and I was a little upset about a few things and the actions that happened recently within the sector, and with regards to Tillray. I was obviously not silent on that, but I wasn't selling anything, right? I was actually buying more, and yeah, I don't look back, and I'm not gonna. I didn't invest any more than I'm willing to lose, and it's not money that I need, and I got other investments, and I'm in a buying only mode. I don't need the money in there. It's not my life savings or anything like that. And I very much believe in the rule: stick to the 5 to 10% of your net worth in any sector, and then in that sector diversify to about 6 to 12 names. That's it's just the name of the game. And if people don't know what your net worth is, then you have to figure that out. It's a very simple way to do it. I mean, you're not going to get right down to the exact dollar or anything like that, but just a rough idea, and then go based on that. And you're in the highest risk. You don't need to hit a home run tomorrow, and because to hit a home run or a grand slam and this kind of thing, you're just incurring so much risk in an already extremely risky sector, right? But we'll take a look at some of the other names here after hours. We'll look at the big ones since they're on U.S. major exchanges. You got ACB at 590, up almost 30% after hours. CGC up 35, just over percent. 153, trying to fight off that second reverse split. You got Kronos entering Netherlands, posted that video earlier today, and stock's been on a tear, but only up over 15%, but that one has been on a decent move the last few days, so that's probably why that one isn't partaking as much today. High Tide up over 13%. It's not a producer, and it doesn't have any real business in the U.S., so I would say that's probably why that hasn't changed, and very much, but obviously riding off the coattails of the news in the industry. And OGI, so that one's up. Yeah, that one's really not doing well. That one's only up 6.71% after hours. Make sure, yeah, that's on the U.S. side. SNDL 214 up over 20%. Like I said, Tillray was up over 31%. VFF, again, that one's been on a tear, up over 14%. So just seems like the names that were beaten down the most, and the names that most people flock to in a big. It's not just one article; it's like one after the other, after the other. So yeah, you got Tillray Brands, obviously being one of the big ones there, and MSOS, right? Those are pretty much the two big ones, and CGC. Most people think. And those are the ones listed everywhere on major exchanges in the U.S., etc. And across the U.S., like you have to think too, like the PAL Group community, we're global, right? So we have people from like Europe and everywhere all over the place in the community. So it's people are telling me that they're from Europe and they can't buy a certain name because it's not on the NASDAQ or the NYSE, right? So you have to factor all of that in. They can only buy what's on the NYSE and the NASDAQ. So you have to factor all that in too. But yeah, what I was gonna, so MSOS was up over 40%. MSOX, which is the leveraged one, makes sense, up over 84%. So that was a solid trade there. But again, I don't know. I still think talk is cheap, and this could just be one major tactic too. Because again, they'll probably come out tomorrow and say, oh, we'll have a decision within the next few weeks. Oh, God. Oh, sorry, I had to cough there, and it's just ridiculous. Smash a bit of water here. Yeah, there's almost 100 people. Holy crap! I better get going here because I do want to jump into the chat real quick. But we'll jump through some of this stuff here. So Trump seeks to cut restrictions on MJ through planned order. President is expected to direct agencies to reclassify MJ as a Schedule III drug, similar to some common prescription painkillers, and that's on Tylenol, I think. December 11th, 2025, 6:26 p.m. Eastern Time. So shortly after, a couple hours after the stock market closed, that's what happened. And then you had everybody, like right at the same time, you had MJ moment, I think it was at 6:25 p.m. Eastern Time. And then they're talking about Trump may be about to announce he's reclassifying MJ. Opponents warn at White House denies rumors. So you have opponents warning about it, which was Kevin Sabet. We'll have a video there from him in just a second. But the White House denying the rumors. So, yeah, I don't know. I've seen that before. What was it? Yeah, it was Elon Musk the other day. It was like, denied rumors of $800 billion valuation. And then I forget who. Anyway, I don't need to know all the details. But a couple days later, it was like, SpaceX going public, IPO 1.5 trillion. So denied the 800 billion because it was incorrect. It's going to be 1.5 trillion. So just total head fake. Anyway, it's just ridiculous what the media is like these days. It's leading people astray. But this one is behind a paywall, but I think you can sign up for it as a free account. But President Donald Trump takes questions at the White House on December 2nd. So that's an old one there, but he's supposed to there's nothing real. Trump discussed the plan with House Speaker Mike Johnson in a Wednesday phone call from the Oval Office. Said 4 of the people who, like the others, spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly. The president is expected to seek to ease access to the drug through an upcoming executive order that directs federal agencies to pursue reclassification, the people said. The move would not legalize, it would decriminalize MJ, but it would ease barriers, would not legalize, but it would decriminalize, but it would ease barriers to research and boost the bottom lines of legal businesses. So removal of 280E. Trump in August says he was looking at reclassification. So it was August 11th. He said we'll have a determination within a few weeks. Looked back at Bondi, and then it's been months now, and there's still nothing yet. So again, how many times are we gonna chase the the next shiny thing, and it's just amounted to nothing. So there's not really any sense on any going all in or something like that right now because of this. There's no, again, it's just plans. We have a plan. We're thinking about doing this, whatever. But, we're thinking about doing it. And then we never do it. So come on. Stop talking about it. It's getting annoying. And do something. So get his little book out and start signing stuff. Chop chop. A leading prohibitionist group is sounding the alarm about. So it's always a good sign too when you have a prohibitionist group, an anti-legalization group like Sam and Kevin Sabet or Sabet, however you pronounce it. This video, he'll clear that up for us in just a second. I forget how he pronounces it, but yeah, it's not. It's probably perceived as a good thing that an anti-legalization group is sounding the alarm, saying the decision is imminent. People are like, "Oh, that must mean it's really happening, right?" Because they're kind of pissed off, right? And a major news organization is reporting that the president plans to issue an executive order on a policy change, but despite amplified rumors about potential reform action, the White House tells MJ Moment that no final decisions have been made. So, I mean, that's just kind of customary at that point, right? That's probably what they're telling everybody. So, there's been a swell of speculation in recent days from industry observers as well as opponents of rescheduling, such as smart approaches to MJ, Sam, and President Donald Trump. I just want to go down. He talks about, like, it's going to be like dangerous for the children and stuff. It's like, I live in Canada. I can't even take my daughter in the MJ dispensary. They won't let me. Like, I tried. I didn't know you couldn't. They're like, no, you got to leave. I was like, oh. And then, but I can take her into like an alcohol store. No one gives a shit about that. So it's pretty ridiculous. It's actually impossible to really do like anything for children. It's the second they see somebody come in there, they ID everybody. So I don't get it. It's ridiculous. But he also said that people would think it would be legalized but not, and like it would confuse people. It's like, all right, well, legalize it then. You don't want to confuse. It's either one or the other. But this is a good way to get there. So just chill the hell out here, Kevin Sabet, or whatever the hell your name is. It's not rescheduling and it ends there. It's going to be more to come, right? It's to be continued. It's a domino effect, and the pathway is to full-blown legalization, like Canada and like Mexico and like Germany and the rest of the world that we're seeing, right? So, yeah, anyway, we can play this quick video if you want. Let's play it here. It's only minute 38.
Hey, everybody. Kevin Sabet here, President and CEO of SAM. If the rumors are correct, President Trump is going to call for marijuana to be rescheduled to Schedule 3. Obviously, not an outcome we wanted, but I can tell you that it's not going to be good for our country for many reasons. First of all, it's going to give tax breaks to big marijuana companies. That's why him and his buddies want this to happen, because it's going to benefit them. The other issue that we're concerned about here is going to send a really bad message to young people. They're going to think it's legalized because it's being downgraded. Rescheduling marijuana does not legalize marijuana. And in fact, as you know, the hemp was just made illegal. Multiple states are trying to make marijuana illegal again. And we've seen how disastrous this so-called experiment for marijuana legalization has been. So we also know from multiple sources and really multiple different folks that this was a very vigorous fight in the administration. But at the end of the day, President Trump listened, I think, to some business associates and friends, not to the science, not to the data, definitely not. And it's going to not be good for our country. What I can tell you, though, is that Schedule 3 opens the doors to actually a whole number of restrictions. So you can't put Tylenol in candy. And so if we're really going to treat it like a Schedule 3 drug, we're going to expect the FDA to actually enforce what's happening. So we'll see whether this happens or not. At the end of the day, of course, with this president, anything is possible. Obviously, it doesn't sound good from the rumors we're hearing, but I can tell you that either way, we're going to keep fighting for America's kids. Thanks.
Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. I didn't actually watch the full thing. That little send-off there about he's such an a-hole. I can't stand him. Yeah. I don't know. That guy is clearly he's probably working for like the incumbents, right? The big pharma, alcohol, tobacco. They're probably paying him to go out here and bash it. We're not done buying up all the stock and getting our licenses yet. Right? Anyway, this was a great report and write-up. I love how well they do their write-ups, and shout out credit to Chris Roberts here. So we'll go through. President Donald Trump could soon direct the federal government to reclassify MJ as a less dangerous drug, the Washington Post reported late Thursday. Echoing similar Biden-era directive to ease restrictions, yada, yada, yada. It would direct federal agencies to move to Schedule 3. According to the Post, which cited 6 unnamed sources with knowledge of the discussion between the president and the Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, the timing is unclear as the president's commitment, the timing is unclear as is the president's commitment. Trump, who over the summer, yeah, exactly, like the writing's on the wall, folks. He's already said it multiple times. Trump, who over the summer, and he told, CEO of Scott's Miracle Grow, like, you're out here talking to Scott's Miracle Grow, dude, CEO, about rescheduling. Like, you must be really thinking about it. Like, you're literally telling everybody but us, like the people, right? It's another example of just how, they say they work for the people, these politicians and governments around the world. They just can't stand any of it. And, it's like, okay, well, you're over here talking to all these CEOs and all this and then back closed door, man. Well, just enough. Like, tell us what you're doing. It's just ridiculous. Oh, no, we can't. We all have our talking points and our narratives, and this isn't on our cue cards yet. I'm at crypto, AI, and oh, damn it. Okay, God help us all. Okay, so where was I at? Trump, who over the summer promised to look at MJ rescheduling within a few weeks, could still change his mind, according to the poll. Yeah, they have to instill the confusion, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and just to make everybody unsure. According to the Post sources, who added that the exact plan isn't yet finalized. But if true, and if executed, MJ rescheduling could deliver profound benefits to the $32 billion regulated MJ industry, first among them relief from onerous federal tax law 280E that prohibits sellers of a Schedule 1 drug from making normal business deductions. Reclassifying MJ would also be the second major policy win in Washington in quick succession. And last month, Trump signed executive law on the redefinition of hemp that bans most hemp-derived psychoactive component products, which many regulated MJ companies saw as an unwelcome competitor that played by different rules. And yeah, like, in Canada, we're legal. You can't buy it at gas stations. Like, it's just a bastardized way and piecemeal way of rolling out legalization. It was just like a lazy way of doing it. It's like, oh, we can't get anything done in Congress, on Capitol Hill, so, we'll just, we'll just, get this little burn bill here out, and who cares about the loopholes? Oh, we'll just come back, we'll patch that, because that's easier than trying to do the right thing and do full blown legalization, right? So anyway, just go look at this. MJ executives with Trump in the Oval Office for rescheduling discussion. So they talk about how there was the CEO Charlie Bachtell of Cresco, and during a phone call Wednesday, Trump informed Johnson, an MJ reform opponent, that he intends to go through with MJ rescheduling, according to the Post. During the phone call, unnamed MJ industry executives were in the Oval Office with Trump's secretary. Unnamed MJ industry executives. Yeah, so maybe it was hang on a second. We were in the Oval Office with Trump, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Mehmet Oz, who served as the head of Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services, the paper reported. And there's also that decision on whether or not the CBD would be covered under. So, like, the writing's on, that's where the puck is headed, right? I wouldn't be doing all this stuff if they're like, psych, no, we're not doing anything. Sorry, staying on Schedule 1. It's like, okay, then. It's not immediately clear who those executives were, though several leaders of MJ multi-state operators have worked to forge a relationship with Trump in the White House. Yeah, these include Cresco Labs CEO Charlie Bachtell and TrueLeaf CEO Kim Rivers, both whom attended Trump's inauguration in January. Yeah, so they weren't there, but they did go. That was I remember that now. Last fall, he became the first major party presidential candidate to endorse adult use MJ legalization in Florida, where TrueLeaf's headquartered, and he's a registered voter. So, anyways, read the rest of it. I thought that was a pretty good write-up and kind of synopsis of everything. But overall, I think we're headed on the right path. It's just it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? We're not going to see massive moves here anytime soon. Like, you have to think about it. Tillray After Hours is that. What was it when I was looking at that? Let me just bring that up here real quick. Tillray, Canada. I always get confused now because they did the reverse split. 11.09, so it's at $1.19, right? So pre-split it's at $1.19. We're just at 232. Or sorry, we're at $1.11. Yeah, that's what it'd be. We're at $1.11, so we're just at 232. So we got a long way to go. And again, still tax loss harvesting. If tomorrow comes out and it's crickets again, because this just says close and soon and all this same BS, right? And then nothing over the next day or two or three or four, or the next week goes by. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to tax loss sell, and then we go to lower lows again. And then New Year, they do the same thing again. They dangle another carrot. So I don't know. It's hard to say what's going to happen. Or they could really try to mess with people and catch them off guard, and then just come out tomorrow. Like, see, I don't want to play that game, right? I'd rather just buy when it's cheap. It's cheap now. I believe it's cheap. It's been cheap for a long time. It gets cheaper because we've just been dropping and dropping. So again, not risking my life savings when I first looked at MJ, or first started to learn about it or started to invest. I started to buy a little bit here and there, and I started to learn the sector and made some mistakes with a 4-figure account, a 5-figure account, and then basically lost it all. And then I started, and I was able to work my way up to a much bigger account and learn important lessons along the way as well. So same thing I do with crypto, same thing that I've done with pretty much everything. So yeah, and we'll jump into the chat here. So what's going on here? Frozen. There we go. Oh, Edmonton just scored. Nice. We're up 4-1 at the moment. I think that's like a hat trick for Hyman. I'm just waiting for the hats to start flying on the ice, but I'm pretty sure it's a hat trick. Oh, those dudes are still wearing oh no. Yeah, there's the hats. But he still had his hat on. I was like, oh, he just totally doesn't want to throw his hat, because I saw 20 of them. Psyched. Added more yesterday and today. It's about time. Well, like I said, it's not official yet. It's really nothing different. It's just, we have a plan. Nothing's been finalized yet. It's close. It's soon. Executive order. We've been talking about this for months at this point, it seems. Oh, this CEO talked to him and said this, and just like, okay, just come on already. It's ridiculous. Let's go, Tillray. How high could it pump? Well, again, we were just at $2, so that'd be like $20, right? Factoring in the split. So if we were at 232, we could easily go back to $2. But again, if nothing happens over the next few days and stuff, it's probably just going to dwindle back down again, because the whole sector is waiting for rescheduling to Schedule 3 or a better catalyst. Like, there's nothing, I think, that could trump that, and no pun intended. And that's what we need, right? We've seen everything else, right? Other news pieces and this, that, the other for a specific company or whatever, something else that hasn't been as big as that. HHS recommendation and all this other stuff, right? And like different countries legalizing and different data points from different countries. It just doesn't matter. No one cares. Everybody's focused on the U.S. So, but yeah, I mean, it could go to $15 to $20 because, that's only $1.50 or $2, and we were just there not too long ago. So, I think in the short term here, that's probably, maybe, who knows? It could even be topping out right now. And like I said, this could be one big massive trap again, and then everybody goes and buys back the stock and then messes them all up during tax loss harvesting. So hard to say what's going to happen with the market makers and how they play all this. But again, there's no one has a crystal ball. We can be ready to spot the scenarios, and then into tomorrow and the next day we get more data, and then we can say, okay, this is a scenario that's playing out, right? But if you're not aware of the scenarios to be looking for, then it's going to take you a while, or you might be confused and not understand a damn thing. So just understand, like, hey, there's this outcome, this outcome, this outcome, right? There's usually 2 or 3 outcomes. And in the market, the price can go up, down, or sideways. So it's pretty easy. Just prepare for up, down, and sideways, and life gets easier. Schedule 3 tomorrow. I doubt it, but I wish to be wrong on that. Good evening, Jam. Thanks for all your time and help, Rod. You bet, Ryan. We got Bilal in the house. What up, guys? Here, maybe It's here, maybe, finally. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Scott General says my dispensary, Native Haze, MJ Co needs this 280E gone, then a cherry on top for my stocks in heavy. Yeah, absolutely. James says this guy's a clown and a puppet to big alcohol, tobacco. Yeah, I don't take this clown seriously at all. He's a certified moron. Article after article, and we might get some FOMO investors tomorrow, pump and dump if we don't get Schedule 3 announcement. Yeah, exactly, right? You'll just come out and like, oh, there's going to be lawsuits, and we don't want this, and blah, blah, blah. No way it's going to happen. It's the classic, get everybody pumped up, jump it up 30, 40%, suck people back in again, get them hopeful, and then drop it again. And the Oilers won. Nice. Please, way overdue. Yeah, Bill, I don't know. Like I said, talk's cheap at this point. I'm still pretty skeptical. I've lost faith in Tillray, to be honest, after the reverse split. Well, I wouldn't say that. Like I said, I was a little disappointed in the way they handled a few things back to back there over the last 6 months or so. But, it's not like they're the first to do so. All the major names have done it, right? The only names that are MJ names on the NASDAQ or the NYSE, the only names that haven't done reverse splits are VFF and Cron, right? Like every other one has done it. ACV, CGC, High Tide, SNDL, OGI, like everybody else has. And some have done two, like Aurora. And there's actually a couple instances of two. So it's kind of just, it just sucks that they almost didn't have to, and then they weren't even not compliant. So like they weren't even yeah, anyway, I don't want to get into that. I think they'll be fine though. I think they'll be more than fine. Kevin Sabet, who is against Schedule 3, as he heard the rumors today or tomorrow. Yeah, no, like, yeah, that's what I said, yeah, as well. It's like when an anti-legalization group, a prohibitionist group is coming out saying it's probably going to happen, that's probably why people are excited. But again, there was no timeline, definitive timeline. MSOS might be the better play. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be a safer bet, but in terms of, I'd rather just pick the individual names. I mean, the fund consists of like 6 or 7 names, comprised like 80% is comprised of like a little over like half a dozen or so names. So you can just go individually buy those names, and it's not actively managed that way, but and you don't get the access to the other ones. But I mean, there's a lot of garbage in there in my opinion, and you're paying a fee as well. So I'd rather, like, I own MSOS, but it's not a huge position. I'd rather just go buy a few individual names and then some money in the ETFs and then other sectors as well, diversify my investments, real estate, all that kind of stuff, crypto, right? So 23.20 only gets us back to where we were 2 months ago, expecting 40 in the next week. Exactly, that's what I was saying, right? So CGC, yeah, that one, I think we went over that. According to AI, which we know can be wrong. Oh, yes, it can. There is an 80 to 90% chance the executive order for rescheduling will happen before year end. Yeah, there's a good chance too. Yeah, I think so. I think I've said I really believe it'll happen between like now and the next few months, right? Like Q1 of 2026, maybe Q2 at the latest. But I can't see it being that long. But I think it's really any time in between that window. I'd be really surprised if it took longer than March or April. When is some real American business going to occur with this trash administration? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, every administration has been pretty trash ass because nothing's been done. Retail was buying, and in fact, some actually put it on the CSA. So retail was buying way up where prices are now years ago. Yeah, exactly. A long way to go. Shares look free nowadays, basically, yeah. But there's always new people turning 18, 19, 21, whatever the age they start investing, and some people are just buying for the first time and they might think it's expensive. So it's all about perspective. Exactly what I think it is. Consider this, that We are technically in pre-split charting mindset. Just as 110 on the charts, we touched 114. This is nothing but tax harvesting bump to a retest. Yeah, more than likely. I'd say it's probably going to come in the new year, and crypto's still the focus right now. So, and they're like, oh, we have a plan. We haven't made a decision yet. So, and we're turtles. So, maybe in like a few months or years, or instead of weeks this time, it's months, and then it'll be years. No, I'm just kidding. Not that pessimistic. But totally even forgot that Supreme Court is meeting tomorrow as well. I think that's Monday, is it not? On the 15th? I'm pretty sure it's the 15th. The real question is, how is Trump going to play the possible rescheduling announcement versus the Supreme Court announcement on Monday? Does he want to beat it on Friday? Yeah, that was some other speculation, right? That if they just go ahead with rescheduling and stuff and then advancing policy that way, they might, we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's just a gong show, to be honest. Ryan, I agree. The timing is definitely related to the Supreme Court case. They probably spoke to him and asked where he was on the issue. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so much speculation there. It's hard to say, but my guess is they're all working together. It's always how it is. Doesn't matter if it was party or that or the, like, color or party or left, right, whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure for the most part it's all orchestrated political theater. They're probably going to short the hell out of it as usual and make us wait for months again. Yeah, exactly, Mep. This guy's a clown. Read that one. What's wrong with his forehead? Hang on a second here. Where am I at? Here we go. Poor Kevin. How about not sending America's kids' parents to jail for weed? Yeah, exactly. Fuck. Good point. Let me go vomit. Oh, that guy's such a piece of crap. Sabet is scrum. Run Tillray, run. Yeah, it's out for a jog, but like I say, it's only at $1.11, so still got a lot of work to do. We're just at 232. I wouldn't celebrate too much just yet. When everything's up like 100% or more, you'll know that rescheduling has been executive ordered. Schedule 3, I don't know what that word is, will be the law of the land by descheduling, you meant? Or rescheduling? By 01/01/2026. This is it, gentlemen. You have to be in it to win it. Thank you, President Trump. Well done. Again, I don't think it's done yet, so we'll see. Might get some FOMO, exactly. We've been fooled before, won't get fooled again, exactly. Shame me once, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? What about earnings for Tillray on January 9th? It was in the Q1 earnings that launched the pump to 232. Yeah, so, and there's a few other things, right, like the posts and stuff from Trump or whatever. So there's a few things there sector-wide, but yeah, no, I don't know about earnings, to be honest. I haven't really looked into it. I'll do some thinking on that. My brain's not really working at the moment. I'm pretty tired, and I'll always do like an earnings prep video, like I always do. So, but yeah, I knew earnings was coming up soon. I'll rebuy Tillray back sub $5. Not until. Yeah, I just would be cautious, right? That would mean the market cap would be like somewhere around 300 million, which is pretty low. So I just have a plan for if it goes there. If it doesn't go there, I guess is all I could say. Let's hope Tillray does a stock split once the stock split prices reaches 100. That'd be sick, actually. They're gonna do a regular stock split back down to the cojones, right? To make long-term retail investors whole again. Yeah, I'd say they might have to wait till it gets higher than 100. Maybe like 2 or 3. But you have to think now we have this fractionalized ownership of shares, right? You can buy like 0.1 of a share of Tillray or Tesla or whatever, or and they're talking, the DTCC's plan has been approved by the SEC to start tokenizing assets. So, stocks and bonds and everything are going to be on that, right? So you'll be able to buy like 0.0001. It'll be crazy. You can buy like 1 penny of it if you wanted to. Well, they'll probably have like a minimum order of like 25 cents or something. to make long-term actually, I don't think they do. Yeah, no, they don't. Well, simple. I can buy like two pennies. I can buy like a 2 penny. I remember buying Oxley for like 2 pennies, and I remember just like testing buying a share for. I bought literally one share for like a penny or 2 pennies. It was crazy. Polymarket on rescheduling by December 31st at 7%. Yeah, we were looking at that the other day in the group, private group, Jam, in Slack. March 31st at 43%. This is as of now. Yeah, I think it's going to be like around March, April. 420 would make sense, right before that. But might even be a couple months before. We'll see. Keep in mind the volume is low on March 31st. Option will get higher as we get into the next year. Yeah, exactly. As long as this doesn't happen before then, right? I believe in your theory of not until after altcoin season as it is time, but next Tillray earnings is late January. I think it's first or second week. We'll have this holiday season and New Year's data on late January. Yeah, it's usually a decent seasonality effect, but or consider this could be the area they may decide to do offerings since the float is 10x lower in the amount suddenly. Yeah, well, they did say they weren't looking to do any more dilution or anything like that, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. They kind of have to. Tillray and the U.S. government are kind of in the same boat right now. Tillray is Tillray, and then the industry is the U.S. government. We're basically at the mercy and hands of the U.S. government. And Tillray, and like I want to see actions, not words from them on rescheduling. And same thing with Tillray. I want to see actions, not words, because so far the actions have been negative and the words have been great, positive, but the actions have been negative, and I haven't seen that many positive actions lately. So until I start seeing that, I need to regain some confidence in this management. That's the truth. So, thank you, Rod. Get some rest, bro. Yeah, thank you. You as well, my friend. Who's deleting my comments? I've been polite and proper. I'm not. Jam. YouTube's doing it. Yeah, I haven't deleted a single one since I got on here. So. I thought I remember reading one from you, Chris. Yeah, there was one here. I read it. I'll buy more Tillray sub $5. Not until. I already read that. That's the only one I see. So, and then the one following that. I'm the only moderator here, and I haven't deleted any comments except mine. Okay. Yeah, and I haven't either. But actually, it's been pretty respectful and. Whatnot in the chat, so that's awesome. And like there's never any bots, and that's one thing I've noticed. Like I really remember that one time there was like a little bit of a time where there was some issues, but it was like maybe like 5% of the time I'd get a bot in a live chat, and now it's like 0%. I missed the first 40 minutes. Can somebody give me a briefing? Yeah, it's just all the same rhetoric, talk, narrative that's soon, no decision yet, but it's getting close. Anti-legalization group thinks it's going to happen, so people are probably getting excited about that. And it was just a media blitz. Everybody was pumping it, saying it was coming soon, an executive order. But it's all the same shit we've heard. We just need actions, not words. So good chance that they use this as a way to create another come in and tax loss harvesting. Oh, I'm not going to bother doing that anymore. And then they fade it all again, and then they announce it at some point in Q1. That's what I think. All right. Going to end it here. I had 2 before that. Yeah, it must have been YouTube. Or maybe your internet connection. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on where YouTube deletes stuff. So, or if there's a swear word or something like that, certain things flag it. Go to all the comments, not top comments. Yeah, that's a good call too. All comments, not just top comments. You didn't read mine? Go Edmonton. I didn't see yours either. Merlin? No. I see these though. Go Edmonton. I see your earlier comments, Jam and Chris. Huh. I don't. That's weird. Anyway, we'll have to try and figure it out another time. Maybe I'll have to use because I'm using the chat through my streaming software, which imports the YouTube chat. I would think that. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh. I was on top chat. Some message such as potential spam may not be visible. Okay. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, there's this like update, I guess, on my software, streaming software, that I don't know if it's like AI or something built into it, but anyway, I don't even know how they would know that. But anyway, I have it on live chat now, so everything should be back to normal. Oh, Skibby, F him, F him, F him. Okay, so now I see why it said remove that. Blasphemy words. No, my virgin ears can take it, but yeah, I didn't see that before. What an effing loser. F with your nonsense, Merlo. Yeah, so that's why I was censored. I don't trust it one bit. All MJ stocks will go down big tomorrow. A bunch of crap. So yeah, that. Yeah. I mean, he didn't really say anything, but apparently the software thought it was spam. Oh, that's funny. All right, I think I got everything. Thanks for helping me figure that out too, folks. Just about tomorrow being a pump pre-market and then a dump at open. I'm buying the dip. I'm not buying the hype. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty annoying at this point. They just keep saying, oh, soon, this, that, the other, but never doing anything. No clue, be honest. No clue, to be honest. Okay, gotcha. OL was just chirping doofus in the vid. Yeah, I see it now. There we go. Yeah, since y'all talk negative things and it moderated y'all. We ain't in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies anymore. New internet, my friends. Yeah, exactly. All right, thanks everybody. Appreciate it, and we'll end it there. Have a great night, and we'll see you on the next one. We'll see what tomorrow holds, but yeah, I'm leaning that we're probably not going to get anything imminently. We'll probably have to wait a little bit longer than we want, but I'd gladly be wrong and it comes out tomorrow and go to Schedule 3 and everything goes up 100%. I'd gladly make that video instead, but I would say it's more than likely going to be another day of letdown and then just a slow fade, but that's what I'd be leaning towards. So have a great night. No, the F him in relation to the guy you had on the video. I don't know what you mean. Who's against 420? Yeah, Kevin Sabet. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Great vids. Thanks. Mac from Ottawa. Welcome. Thank you for joining. All right. Thanks, everybody. Unless they just want to distract and confuse everyone and then hit us with rescheduling. Yeah, again, no one knows, but I'm leaning definitely on the side. It's probably close to a 50-50 chance that they'll announce it any time before the end of the year or in the first couple months of January, February, New Year. But, I would have a slight lean towards it's probably going to be in the new year. You have to think people are checking out soon, too. So if we don't get it within the next couple days, I would say they're going to wait till the new year because everybody's starting to wind down for the holidays and they got all these other crypto bills that they're doing, and I know that's an executive order. You can do that without Congress and everything. So it's really hard to know, right? That's why I'd rather just have a plan. My plan is to dollar cost average buy and wait for crazy high prices to sell, and that's going to probably take years, right? This is a marathon, not a sprint. Even if it gets rescheduled, it's going to take years, folks. It's not an overnight thing or a get rich quick scheme. This is an industry that is going to be very disruptive to a lot of different industries. So same thing with crypto. That's why they hate it, because it's so disruptive, right? It's literally like reshaping the entire world as we know it, and every facet of the economy. So when that's the case, there's going to be a lot of people disrupted, and then they're going to want to, get their piece of the pie or whatever. Or they're going to do lawsuits and, find a way to pivot. And it's just the name of the game. All right, good night, everybody. Thanks again for joining. It's Rod with POW Group, and we'll see you on the next one.